Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Aliens Dark Descent, where we've made it to the USS Otago, which has been shot down and crash-landed on the surface of the planet Lethe, which may or may not have been completely 100% my fault, but hey, let's not mention that to the Marines, eh?
Welcome home, Harper. You like what I've done with the place?
Martinez! It's good to see you, Sarge.
Sergeant Martinez, is your communication system working?
It's online, but we're only picking up static. These colonies sure have a relay problem. But who's asking?
Meet Deputy Administrator Hayes from Pioneer. Where's Captain Cochran? There's shit going down on that station like you wouldn't believe.
Gone. The whole command staff's gone. You're it.
Me? You made Sergeant before I did. You've got seniority.
Yeah, sure, but these are the captain's orders, as in the deathbed kind. So this shit's all yours. He insisted. If you want me, I'll be in the armory, seeing what survived the crash.
Do that. I have a feeling we're gonna need it. Hayes, you better come with me. Ah, damn. What do we do now?
We don't know what is happening on the surface of this planet. McDonald, my boss, he sure didn't. We have to get in contact with someone if we hope to get out of this mess.
I hate to rain on your parade, but the Otago's shithoused. Even if it wasn't, how do we get out past those Cerberus platforms?
Well, they'll stop a ship, but not a signal. If we create our own relay, perhaps we could broadcast from low orbit, just in case a ship passes by.
Do you want to create a sort of satellite? We're not a pirate radio station, Deputy Administrator.
Or we could contact Pharaoh's Spire. Director Price
You
needs
heard
to...
Martinez. The relays on this rock could be down for good. You want to send a message? Get out and start walking already.
There has to be something we can do.
Maybe there is. But I'm not seeing it.
So you're gonna sit here and do nothing?
Like hell. After what happened up there, regs are clear. We're on an alert footing. There could be a hostile biomorph loose on Lethe. So we've got civvies in danger and no way to contact them, right?
What about Otago's short-range frequency receiver?
Yeah, that could work. For now.
That doesn't solve our broadcasting problem. We have to warn the people.
You find a way we can do that, then maybe we can talk about making that happen. Until then, we save everyone we can. We're Marines. That's the job. You want to help? Get familiar with this ship. What's left of it anyway.
Welcome to the USS Otago, or, you know, what's left of it. It's not in great shape, but it's all you've got. This is basically your base of operations for the rest of the game. It's never going to fly again, but you can improve it. So we're going to start with the med bay.
Deputy Administrator Hayes.
Administrator Hayes, I know. I don't want to seem unwelcoming, but I don't really have time to talk right now. A lot of Marines are hurting, half my orderlies are dead, and the medbay's being held together with baling tape.
How many casualties are we looking at?
Between the platforms and the crash? At 20. And that'll double before the day's out. There's another 10 unaccounted for in Hangar Bay 3, but the doors are decompression sealed, so we know how that'll go. It'll get worse still if I don't get back to it, so if you'll excuse me.
Yes, sorry.
That is the ship's senior surviving medical officer. Except she's not a medical officer, she's a corporal medical orderly. That's how bad things are. We have 2 medics left alive on board this ship. But what we can do with those 2 medics is put Marines in intensive care, which speeds up their healing progress by a day. So we have 1 wounded Marine, put him into intensive care. That Marine is now ready for deployment. We're going to need more medics. Okay. To engineering.
Hey, new girl. Sorry, but I'm pretty busy right now. Crash buckled half the support bulkheads. That's all I can do to stop this place caving in.
All right, I'll let you get on.
Thanks.
The chief engineer, who,
need a gun,
at least this morning, was probably just the engineer's mate, but now the most senior engineer on board. The workshop here is where you unlock new weapons, although we can't actually do that yet, not least of which because we don't have nearly enough materials. But we'll get materials by doing deployments. You'll also generate materials by recruiting new engineers. At the moment we have 2. Each engineer generates 10 materials per day, and here's a selection of the weapons that are available. The pulse rifle, the smart gun is not yet available. That will come in due course. Things like the plasma rifle, oh hell yes please, but we need a level 6 Marine. So we're going to have to send the Marines on deployments, earn experience, have them level up before we can get access to these new weapons. At the moment it's service pistol, pulse rifle and shotgun, and that's all we've got. Next we're going to visit the ship's laboratory to have a quick chat with a remarkably badly informed scientist.
Administrator Hayes, I can't tell you how glad I am to see another Weyland-Yutani face aboard. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Becker. The company assigned me to the ship in order to oversee trials of a new cryo-sleep routine. But I can't see that happening now. Look at the state of my lab. Months of vital research gone. If I at least had power, I could salvage the backups. But these brutes keep ignoring me. Perhaps you could...
Sorry, Doctor, but they're not exactly friendly to me either.
It's not about friendly. Who holds higher authority?
Well, certainly not the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. This is a colonial marine ship in a situation that just became a military operation. Technically, the colonial administration are in charge, but since they can't be reached, the highest-ranking marine is in command. The fact that the highest-ranking marine is only a sergeant is completely irrelevant. This is now a military operation. The military just became the higher authority.
A Weyland-Yutani executive, or your typical marine? Where does half the USCM's funding come from?
Good question, Doctor. Glad you asked. And it's not half of their funding, by the way, it's all of their funding. And it comes from the colonial administration, although later it would come from the United Americas. Certainly not the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. You'd have to wait until the 27th century for that, and you're about 500 years too early. So, nice try, but yeah, you're wrong again.
Who provides their weapons?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dr. Becker, and it was all going so well. Well, it wasn't. You were failing miserably, but I'm trying to be generous here. The Weyland-Yutani Corporation is not, and never has been, an arms supplier to the United States Colonial Marines, or pretty much anybody else for that matter. That's just not what this corporation is known for. What they are known for is development and manufacture of synthetics or androids, terraforming, and transportation and starship design. They're major players in those markets. Weapons, not so much, which is one of the whole reasons why the company was so desperate to get its hands on the xenomorph, in the hopes that they would be able to leverage that into a foothold into the potentially extremely lucrative bioweapons market. Of course, the Marines do have to get their weapons and equipment from somewhere, and the majority of their personal weapons and equipment are all provided by Armat battlefield systems. This includes the M41A pulse rifle, the M3 battle armor that they all wear, and the vast majority of all of the rest of their personal equipment. Their vehicles, like the UD-4 Cheyenne dropship, were all designed and manufactured by United America's Northridge. Again, conspicuously not the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. I recommend you quit while you're behind, Dr. Becker, stick to the science, and leave the politics and economics to somebody who actually can tell the difference between their arse and their elbow.
You might want to push them. I'm sure they'll back down.
Thank you, Doctor. You've given me a lot to think about.
Well, of course I have.
Deputy Administrator Hayes to the bridge. Hayes, please report to the bridge.
Stay safe out there.
All right. This is what the short-range frequency receiver picked up. It's a distress message from a nearby colony.
This is Sheriff Susan. Red Hills Township is... They're killing everyone! We need help! Sparrow, Spire 2 copy!
Oh no.
You thinking what I'm thinking? We have to go there. See for ourselves.
What? I feel for those people, but we're blind here. If we're to save anyone, we need proper comms.
We got him. The Otago, Hunslet's dropship, our vehicles, my Marines, they all speak the same language. Courtesy of the USCM comm system.
That's not what I meant.
It's a military decision, Hayes, which means it's my decision. Those folks need help.
Fine. What do you need from me?
Well, normally I'd lead the squad and an officer'd run oversight. You know, intel, tactical, from the ARC, our armored recon carrier. I can do that, but I need you to handle the rest from here on the Otago.
Oh. I thought I wasn't military.
Don't I know it? Listen, if I'm gonna keep my people alive, I need someone with smarts for when mine falls short. If it helps, this ain't exactly what I signed on for either. Welcome to the Colonial Marines.
Right, so having established that this is a military operation, because it is a military operation, and Sergeant Harper's in charge, we get to deploy. So you do this from the command deck. You can launch one deployment per day, providing, of course, you have Marines who are fit to be deployed.
Operations ready in the following areas.
That would be Dead Hills. It's the only deployment that's available, responding to a distress call from Sheriff Souza of the Dead Hills settlement. So, there are 14 primary objectives, 19 data pads, 300 materials, and 2 pieces of xenotech that are available here.
Uploading mission data.
That seems like an awful lot to expect a squad of 4 grunts to accomplish in one mission. And it is, because you're not supposed to complete all of that in one mission. I'm going to be doing multiple deployments to Dead Hills before I get all of that complete. One of the problems is these Marines suck. They have all kinds of extremely bad negative traits, and there's nothing I can do about that at the moment, because at the moment I don't have any way of dealing with those negative traits, and also on this first mission I can't pick which Marines get to go. So we're stuck with what we have. Now we get to kit them out, and it's recommending I take 2 tools and 2 medkits. Now I have 4 tools and 4 medkits, and medkits are, well, you know what medkits are for. Tools are used for all kinds of technical stuff while we're deployed. The game's telling me at this point to just take 2 of each, and that's actually very, very good advice, because I would have been tempted to take all of them, and that wouldn't have been a good idea, because your primary source of fresh toolkits and medkits is going to be from scavenging stuff on these missions. If it's all possible, you don't want to be spending your resources making more of them on the Otago, because you're going to need those resource materials for far, far more important things. You will never have enough of them.
Alright, Marines, listen up. I know we're hurting, but we got us a go mission. We pulled in a partial signal from the settlement of Dead Hills. We don't know exactly what's happening there, but after what we've seen on Pioneer, we can't take any risks. We'll start by securing the landing control zone. From there, we'll take a look around, see what's going on. Keep your eyes open for survivors. Be ready for a firefight. Even a bad day can get worse.
Welcome to the New World Order. I'll be running tactical from the ARC, while Hayes runs support from the Otago. Administrator Hayes, are you settled in up there?
I think so. This tech's old, but I can work with it.
Well, don't let Corrigan hear you say that. Okay, standard recon. Get the perimeter gate open, and let's see what's going down in this burg.
On it.
Welcome to Dead Hills. Population a couple of hundred less than it was before we arrived.
Alright, let's see what's in there.
Couple of words about some issues that people raised in the first video. Notably stuff like this. Whenever it switches to an in-engine cutscene, there was a noticeable frame drop and stutter.
Administrator, did we receive anything more from Sheriff Souza?
Not a word. I don't like this.
Roger that. Squad lead. Sounds like our first task is to secure the landing control zone. If things go south, fall back to the ARC and let the big guns do the talking. Did you hear?
Come on, team!
That was fixed. I just updated my graphics drivers and now everything's as smooth as butter.
Door's locked.
Run a bypass. Let's get in there.
Copy.
The other issue, which you didn't actually notice, not in the first video, but it became very apparent as soon as you started playing the game proper,
Affirmative.
is to do with the squad leader's responses to your instructions. Basically, it was out of control. Every time you click for the squad to move somewhere,
Access
the squad
granted.
leader would shout, like, shout, double time, let's move Marines. Stuff like that.
Hey, Harper. No sign of movement from up here. Do you see anything?
Not a soul. Place is a real ghost town.
Don't you worry none, Sarge. You've got a squad of big, strong Marines to keep you safe.
It got annoying very, very quickly, especially when you're trying to move quietly, when the Marines aren't running around the place. And you've got the squad leader yelling out acknowledgements. And like, for God's sake, keep it quiet. We're trying not to attract attention. And the squad leader was just shouting acknowledgements all the time. Well, that got patched out of the game by the developers very quickly. Oh right, yeah, the flashlight. This is really good. I mean, you can see the beams projected by the flashlights mounted on the Marine shoulder harnesses. And anything that you can interact with gets highlighted when the flashlight beam gets projected over it. So you can hold down the left mouse button the whole time and keep panning around with it, and whichever Marine is closest to wherever your mouse is will turn to look at that direction with their flashlight.
What have we got?
Satellite communications access looks intact, which is more than can be said for the operator.
No answers here. Looks like he killed himself.
Guy must have hated his job.
Don't we all?
If you're done, how about getting me plugged in?
The real-time lighting in this game is amazingly good, and it's actually a game mechanic, because that flashlight will highlight things that you can interact with, things that you can loot. And you can't actually see where I'm panning around with the mouse, but you can see the Marines reacting to it as they turn to look at where I'm pointing.
Right now.
Right, let's get this satellite terminal activated. It's not going to give us the ability to send a message off-world, but we will have a more stable link with the Otago.
Establishing satellite uplink. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Link established.
Looks like someone put the colony on lockdown.
You know how long it'll take to burn through every door in the complex?
If you can get to the township HQ, you should be able to shut off emergency status. That'll open up the doors. I can also scan for the settlers' personal data transmitters from there.
Okay, squad, you heard the lady. We'll get this door unwelded and continue our path towards the colony headquarters.
Right, this is the sort of thing you need tools for. We're going to break the weld. Well, actually, you don't need a tool to break a weld on a door, but you do need a tool to make a weld on a door.
Door opened.
And this is why you don't really want to send your Marines in fully loaded with tools and medkits, because remember, I started this mission with 2 of the 4 toolkits that were available on the ship. So I still have 2 toolkits and 2 medkits available in the supplies on the Otago. Anything I pick up here that I don't use on the mission, I can take back and add to the stockpiles on the ship. So they'll be available for future missions.
We're not getting through here.
Looks like someone wasn't taking any chances.
Squad lead, use C4 to clear the wreckage.
More on tools and medical supplies later. For now, ammo. So I started this mission with 4 ammo clips. I can expend one of those to plant a demo charge to clear an obstacle like this. But don't forget, those ammo clips are also actually ammo clips. They're the reloads for your weapons. In this case, my pulse rifle. Yeah, that does make a lot of noise. And if there's anything in motion tracker range, bottom right of the screen, it will hear the noise and come to investigate.
Come on, team!
You know what this reminds me of?
We don't know it was those creatures. Could be an uprising, could be anything. Stay frosty, Marines.
So, the number of toolkits and medkits that you can take on a mission is limited by the number of toolkits and medkits that you actually have in supplies on board the Otago. But the number of toolkits and medkits that you can carry is limited by the carrying capacity of your Marines' equipment pouches, which you can upgrade, but that costs materials. At the moment, my Marines can't carry around more than 1 toolkit or medkit each, because I haven't given them upgraded equipment pouches. So 4 Marines, 4 toolkits, 4 medkits, but the amount of ammunition that you can carry is unlimited. You don't deploy with unlimited ammo. It's 1 clip per Marine until you give them upgraded ammunition pouches, but once you are deployed, they basically have no limit on the amount of ammo that they can carry. That does not, however, mean it's a good idea to pick up every ammo clip that you can carry. Don't get too comfy, okay? Because the thing that you have to remember about these missions, these deployments,
move on,
is that they are persistent. What I mean by... Oh, hang on, something's happening.
What the hell is that? Looks like some kind of skin.
That would be a chest burster that's molted, and it's probably a lot bigger and more dangerous.
Did they not teach you about biohazards in the USCM? Don't touch it!
You done? Good. Marines, there's something in here with us. It doesn't take a genius to guess at what. Stay sharp.
But yes, these missions take place in persistent levels. I don't want to... I've only got 3 ammo clips left, and I haven't found any more ammo yet, so rather than blow that bulkhead barricade, I'm going to take the long way around.
Hurry up, squad.
Yes, this is a persistent level design. What that means is every time I come back here, it's going to be in the same state that I left it. So any doors that I've sealed, that were sealed, that I've cut open, are still going to be open. Any doors that I welded shut will still be welded shut. And any ammunition that I've picked up will be gone. So if, say for example, there are 6 ammunition clips on this level, 6 ammo stockpiles, and on my first deployment to this Dead Hills map, I loot all 6, there will be no more for me to loot on subsequent deployments to this area.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Guys, I have a bad feeling about that.
Come on, you've watched too many movies. It was built by the way you. It'll hold. Get us upstairs.
Roger.
Right, my current objective is to find Colony HQ, which is on the 2nd floor, so I have to take this elevator.
Get out of here! Now!
Apparently that elevator was made out of plastic explosives.
What the hell just happened?
Lift's fragged. Nearly took us with it. We'll need another way out.
Told you. Freaking told you.
Well, we're not going back that way, so we're going to need to find another exit. You notice all these doors with red lights on them? They're basically sealed because of the emergency lockdown, which is why we need to find the colony headquarters to deactivate the emergency lockdown.
You're at the HQ.
We have found the colony headquarters now. As we pan around with a flashlight, there's all kinds of lovely, useful stuff in here. I'm full on tools. I can check the bodies as well, but I could use another couple of med kits. And then there's a data pad here that I need to recover. Okay, that's a toolbox. I'm full on tools. I can't carry any more.
Looks like a data pad.
Nothing on the body. And we have a data pad. It's quiet. We may as well take a quick look and see what it says. Terminal correspondence, headquarters. From Ops Clerk, Jim DaCosta. Clearance came in to open up the old mine. Had to bend a few rules and tell a couple of white lies. Thanks for trusting me with this, I won't let you down. Notice that it's from an official address to some kind of hidden address. So whoever this Joseph person is, I doubt he works for the company. Right, anything else in here before I... Oh yeah, there's another body I can check. And flashlights not revealing anything else. I mean, there's a tool chest up next to the terminal, but I'm carrying 4 of 4 tools, so I can't loot it.
Move on.
Let's have a quick look over here. Ooh. Another body.
On my way.
We'll send one Marine to go through his pockets for loose change. Ammo. That's good.
Move, move!
I now have the same amount of ammo that I deployed with. And we haven't actually fired our weapons yet. Trust me, this is a good thing. You'll see why later. Okay, that's what I need to do. Interact with the terminal to lift the lockdown. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Get some of these doors opened.
Affirmative. Deactivating now. Let's hope this works.
Okay, now let's check out the colonists' personal data transmitters. For that, I'll need the sector map. Go ahead and find it.
Right, the sector map was this big plotting table in the other room. It's basically lifted straight out of the 1986 Aliens movie. They had exactly this sort of thing inside the ops room in the Hadley's Hope colony on LV-426. So this is going to give us some idea of where any survivors are, because all of the colonists have personal data transmitters which transmit their location and their vital signs. Now, I can spend a tool to basically hack this system in order to reveal the whole floor. So we'll go ahead and do that. And if there are any colonists left alive, this will tell me who they are and where they are.
What have we got, Hayes?
I'm reading 7 signals with vitals. Wait, one's right inside the room.
Hey, you! In the locker! My trigger finger's itching. So come out. But come out friendly-like, yeah?
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I just don't feel so good.
Calm down. We're not gonna hurt you. What happened here?
It got me. It got me like the others.
It got him? What does he mean?
All right,
shoot him.
Down. Something. I had.
Shoot him now. Shoot him right the fuck Now! Honestly, you would have been doing him a favour.
What the hell?
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
Screw that! I'm out! He said something latched onto his face. I've seen that. It's what happened to McDonald and the others on Pioneer. I think these creatures use us as incubators.
What the hell are you talking about?
The creatures on Pioneer, the thing we just saw, they're the same. One grows from the other. That's probably why we found that skin down there.
So we could be seeing a lot more of them here? How many?
What's the population of Dead Hills? I'd start there and hope for better.
Shit, man, I don't like that. Great, that's just great.
Securing from emergency lockdown. In 5.
Oh, what's with all the noise?
3,
No,
2,
do this.
1.
Couldn't do this quietly, could it? Well, the good news is the doors are open.
Stay alert, Marines. These things can
The bad
attack
news
us
is
from
the doors are
every
open.
Come on, team.
Yeah. I mean, the aliens can smash through the doors,
Let's see
but they
what's
usually only
inside.
bother to do it if they know there's something juicy on the other side. Okay, so we now have a whole bunch of new objectives, and I'm going to recover that tool because I used a
Hurry
couple
up,
of tools to, well, do things. So our immediate first objective is find colonist O'Neill. I'm going to check out this whole operations centre first though, because there's stuff in here I haven't looked at. Pan around with the flashlight. Doesn't look like there's actually anything useful in here. And I haven't been through here yet.
It's quiet.
And I am
Too
kind of
quiet.
heading in the right direction to find this first colonist. Doesn't look like there's anything
Come
useful
on,
in
team.
here either. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. I mean, I'm doing alright. I've got tools, I've got medkits, I've got ammo. I'm actually better off than when I arrived. I've got the same amount of ammo as when I got here, and I'm one up on medkits and toolkits, so let's keep going. Let's go, Marines. They ain't paying us by the hour. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Oh no, that's very bad.
Harper, what am I looking at? An ingress point, maybe?
You think this is how those things got in? Squad lead, deploy a field spotter. I want to know if anything comes out of this hole.
Ah, right, yeah. This is something else that you can use a tool for, I believe. No, command points. Oh yeah, it's about time we talked about command points. So I can
Deploying motion
use
tracker.
a command
Setting
point
that motion tracker.
to deploy basically a stationary motion
Motion
tracker.
tracker activated.
Nice work, team.
Oh, and there's a
If
body
something
there I can
comes out of
check.
there, we'll get a reading.
And there's more stuff
Now let's
over
get
there I
back to
can
those
loot.
survivors.
So,
Let's
command
see what's
points.
inside.
Top of the screen I have 2 of 3, but your command points refresh over time. I deployed with 3, I've spent 1 to activate this static motion tracker, but the command points refresh. I'll have 3 command points back again before too long. You get more command points and they refresh faster if you have a sergeant in your squad, but at the moment I don't have any Marines with the
Perhaps
rank of
we should get
sergeant, but
moving.
that'll change over time. They'll gain experience from deployments like this, and eventually I'll have some sergeants. Now, the thing about
Come on,
that
team.
static motion tracker is it not only tracks anything just like a regular motion tracker, a handheld, a portable, it tracks any movement within its range, but you can also overcharge it. So if there are a bunch of things closing in on your position and you'd really rather not meet them, if they're within motion tracker range of the static motion tracker, I can overcharge it and they will go to investigate that instead, destroying it in the process. So it not only provides you with a static motion tracker and a specific point of the map, in this case what looks like an alien ingress point, but I can also use it as a decoy.
Harper, are you reading this?
Yeah, looks like the field spotters picked something up. Squad lead, check it out. Sweep and secure.
Oh, I don't think we're alone in here anymore. So we go to the map and we can see what the static tracker has picked up, and yep, there's a motion tracker blip. And I don't think it's a colonist. Now if I needed to, I could overcharge that field spotter, and
Move on.
whatever that motion tracker blip is would immediately head towards the field spotter to investigate. But it's not heading directly my way, so I don't need to. Okay, it looks like whatever was on that dead colonist, probably a toolkit, and I'm carrying the maximum amount of toolkits. 4 at the moment until I upgrade my equipment pouches. But that's good, because it means I can come back to complete all of these primary objectives in a future deployment. And it's going to take more than one deployment to get everything done here in Dead Hills. And that dead colonist will still be there, and he'll still have a toolkit in his pocket. Ammo, and another dead colonist. I'm actually up to 5 ammo. I'll take the ammo. Oh, here we go. A shelter. I don't actually need to do this now. The game's telling me I can weld doors shut, which will cost a tool to create a shelter. And rooms like that are perfect for temporary shelters, because there's only one door that you need to weld. There's only one way in or out. The thing is, I don't really need to make a shelter just yet. So, at the point when I do need to make a shelter, we'll cover that in more detail. The reason I don't need to make a shelter just yet is the squad aren't shitting their pants because they haven't seen any aliens yet. But trust me, they're going to, and they will be shitting their pants. Stress management from your deployed squad is a very important part of this game. At the moment I'm just taking it nice and slow and casual. I'm not in any rush to get into any gunfights with any aliens. There's going to be plenty of that coming without me going looking for it. And you really don't want to go looking for it. And we found Colonist O'Neill. And honestly, it looks like he's had better days.
This is the place. Stay alert. There's something attached to his head.
Careful! This is what happened to the others on Pioneer. And to that guy in the HQ. Can we get it off him?
Nope, not without killing him, but I guess you have to find out the hard way. Oh, and there's something on the tracker. Honestly, I really wouldn't mind being able to see my motion tracker right now, because that seems kind of important.
Back off, the tail's constricting. It'll strangle the poor bastard. We could take him back to the Otago. Maybe Booker can...
Fuck no.
You are not taking the method. We can't risk the contamination.
God damn it, alright. We can't leave him here like this. Squad lead, put him out of his misery and then get back to the mission.
You know what happens if you fire a weapon when there's something in motion tracker range?
Nightmares finally stopped, buddy.
I'll give you one guess, and it's not good.
Next time, do it quietly. Each shot might draw these creatures' attention.
Yep, and that's exactly what it's done. Any loud noises. You can run, that's fine, that won't attract attention. But any explosions and any gunfire, and if there's anything on the motion tracker, it's going to come looking. And it's coming looking. Now, we're about to see another very important game mechanic. It's actually in the corridor. It's not... It's trying to find a way to the source of the noise. So, I really don't want to find it. And this isn't just me being a coward, this is actually quite important. Trust me. There's going to be shooting. There's going to be shooting. There's going to be shouting. There's going to be all kinds of bad language. There's going to be panicking and screaming. We just don't need it to happen right now.
Perhaps we should get moving.
Okay. We've managed to evade whatever that motion tracker blip is. Now we need to find Carmichael. Thing is, he's down on the first floor somewhere. There's still a lot of places here we haven't actually checked out.
I have multiple signals.
There's another stiff.
Right
I could
now.
create another shelter here. Oh, and there's now 2 motion tracker blips. Let's grab whatever we can from here. There was some medical supplies on the body and another tool. So we're back up to 4 tools and 4 med supplies. I want to get away from that door in case something comes through it, which it very, very well might do. There's something right outside the door.
We should get moving.
Okay, it's heading the other way. This is good.
Move on.
honestly, this isn't me just being a coward. I mean, you know what I'm like with Aliens games. But there's a very good reason why I really don't want to get involved in any gunfights with the aliens until I absolutely have no other choice. And it's to do with what you can see up on the top right corner of the screen. It says undetected, easy, and alien aggressiveness. This isn't because I'm playing the game on easy difficulty. That's how aggressive the alien hive is. The second an alien sees me, the hive goes on alert and starts hunting me. And there are 3 stages of alien hive aggression. Easy, medium, and hard.
Inside.
And the more contact that you have with aliens, the more the hive's aggression level escalates. And the more aliens get sent hunting you based on whatever the current aggression level is. Plus there's something really bad that happens every time it escalates a level from easy to medium, and then from medium to hard.
More signatures spotted.
And I think we're about... I don't think there's any way I can possibly make it across here without being spotted by something. So the blip up to the north is headed into the complex, and I just really hope it doesn't come through the door behind me.
More signatures spotted.
And there's at least 1 and possibly 2 blips in the direction I'm heading.
Shh. Here's one.
And we've spotted an alien, but it hasn't seen us yet. So I want to take it out fast. If you individually target an alien, it activates the kill that bastard mode. And everybody focuses fire on that one alien. But now, we've triggered a hunt. Because it's saw. So everything on the motion tracker immediately heads straight for us. I'm going to spend a command point to shotgun that one before it gets too close. And it was too close anyway. So one of my Marines got hit with acid. They don't always burst into acid when they die, but sometimes they do, and if they're too close, you're going to get hurt. Now if you have a look at each individual Marine's data card on the bottom left, you'll see not just their ammo count, but that percentage is their stress level. You want to try to do everything you possibly can to avoid that stress meter reaching 100. And any time they're involved in a gunfight, the stress meter keeps going up. I'm going to lay down suppressive fire here. That's going to slow their movement by 50% and give the rest of the squad more time to finish them off. And probably still... No, we've got them, we're good. Now, look at the top right corner of the screen. You can see the hunted bar, the orange bar there, is ticking down. I want that to tick all the way down. At that point, the hunt gets called off. But you'll notice where it says easy, that easy bar started all the way over to the right of the screen. And as we're hunted, it starts moving to the left. If it gets all the way to the left, the hive aggression escalates a level. And then things start getting harder.
Listen, I think we're good.
Okay, the hunt has now been interrupted. You can interrupt the hunt by basically killing or avoiding everything that's in motion tracker range the second the hunt gets called, or you can get yourselves into a shelter. That will also terminate the hunt.
Come on, team!
Remember, you make a shelter by welding shut any doors controlling access to the room that you're in. The less doors that have to be welded shut, the less tools you have to expend in order to do it. I did use a couple of command points there for suppressive fire and for shotgun attacks, but they've already started regenerating. I'm back up to 2 of 3. Remember, command points regenerate, ammunition, tools and medkits do not. So, here's the elevator. It's closed. Oh, I just have to press the call elevator button. The elevator's down on the first floor. I need to get down to the first floor to find this Carmichael. He's another colonist whose PDT is register him as still alive. Come on, here we go. Checking the stress levels, they're all below 50%. It's not good, but you know, it could be worse. And the hive aggression is still on easy. So, Carmichael, where the hell are you?
What a miserable place. And they call that a reception. Building better worlds, my ass.
Weyland-Yutani provide the tools. We're not responsible for how they're used and maintained.
Brings back memories. Not many of them good.
How's that?
Never mind.
So I found another data pad. Remember, there are 19 of these things scattered around this level. Deputy Larry Miller. Nothing particularly interesting in that one. I'm not going to bother stopping to read all of these. Just remember, there are 19 that I need to recover. I mean, I don't need to recover them. It doesn't matter if I don't pick any of them up, but they all tell part of the story. What I do have to do is my primary and secondary mission objectives.
Come on, team!
Okay. Motion tracker is clear. And I mean, there's plenty of stuff in this room. Some ammo over there. I mean, I do have plenty of ammo. I probably really shouldn't be picking any more up and leave it for when I have to come back. But we've got Biologist Everly up there. We've got Technician Carmichael over there. Over here we've got Security Guard Torrance. It seems like the closest option. And over there, Veterinarian McNeil. So these are all the currently still alive colonists, according to the PDTs that we checked on the plotting table in the headquarters. So, well, Security Guard Torrance looks like he's the closest.
Perhaps we should get moving.
Come on,
I
team!
think that's this way. Okay.
Got something on the tracker.
Oh, great, there's something coming. Right the way I wanted to go. I'm going to wait. I really don't want to initiate another hunt.
Double
Okay, it's
time!
passing by.
If you need
Get
a
out here
ride or more
quick before it
firepower
changes its
squad,
mind.
don't forget I can provide both with the ARC. Just find me a tactical position and I'll join you.
Ah, right. Yes. So, the ARC with Sergeant Harper is currently outside the colony gate, but I can now call it to this
Land
position.
support required! Hang on, our ride is coming.
And it's got a really, really big gun on top. The good thing about the ARC is that it can encounter and engage aliens as well, but that doesn't trigger a hunt. It's only if they spot your squad.
Looks like a data pad.
So having it parked outside the entrance to this building is really good. There's other things you can do with the ARC as well, but we'll... Oh, here we go. You can redeploy the whole squad with it. This is very, very useful if you're on one end of the colony and you need to get to the other and you really don't want to hoof it on foot and risk running into any aliens. You can just board the ARC and then Sergeant Harper will drive you to your destination. You can use it to extract survivors. Oh, it spotted an alien and it nailed it before it got through the door and saw the squad. No hunt was triggered, so that's good. And you can also use it when you've decided, game over man, I've had enough of this shit, and you just want to end the mission and extract the whole squad back to the dropship and fly back to the Otago. Now then, Security Guard Torrance. Yeah, these look like holding cells.
Got a live one here?
Get him out. We can't leave him in there.
Your commander whispering in your ear, kid?
Wait, how does he know that?
You guys might want to join me in here. Seems it's safer behind bars than roaming free. Trust me, I've lived the Marine's life. I know. Keys are in the sheriff's office if you want them bunked down.
Okay, we'll get that key. Don't make yourself too comfortable.
So, good news. Torrance is alive. Even better news. Torrance is a former Marine. Although apparently not a very good security guard because he likes to get drunk and get into fistfights. And then get locked up by the sheriff, which is why he is where he is. These holding cells, by the way.
Hey,
maybe not the holding
Looks
cells.
like a data pad.
But maybe these offices would be a great place to create a shelter. There's another data pad there from the sheriff. Yeah, Torrance. Getting drunk, getting into fights, they had to lock him up. Getting locked up probably saved his life.
Double time!
But now we need to get him out of here. So the sheriff's got the key. Oh, check this out. Ammo, all kinds of good stuff.
Let's see what's inside.
I really probably shouldn't be lifting all of this ammo. Because remember, if I pick it up here, I'll have lots and lots of ammo on this mission. But it'll be gone when I come back, because I picked it up here. And until I upgrade everybody's ammo pouches, we're going to deploy on the next mission with only 4 clips of ammo between us. And there's the sheriff. It doesn't look like she made it. What's going on out here?
I found something. Looks like a data pad.
There's a lot of activity going on in the building to the south. I really hope I don't have to go into the building to the south. For now, though, I need to get that key off the sheriff.
More signatures spotted.
It looks like she put up a hell of a fight.
Looks like she put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Rest easy, Sousa.
Right, let's bust... Oh, I hear bad noises. Ah, the ARC's got this. The aliens cannot actually destroy the ARC. At least I don't think they can. And the ARC is entirely capable of taking care of itself. So while the ARC takes care of itself, let's bust Torrance out of jail.
Roger.
Oh, hang on. There's another drone wants to take its chances with the ARC's rotary cannons. Good luck with that. Right, we've got Torrance.
Back to the core, buddy. Come with us.
Like the old days. Lead the way. I'm just behind you.
We don't need criminals weighing us down.
Maybe. There's something about his attitude.
Were you in the Corps long, Marine?
7 years before they canned me, Chief.
And why would they do that?
Same thing as put me in here. Wasn't so good with orders, you know?
Hey, you passing the bar? Bring me back some of the good stuff.
Right, let's get Torrance out of here. He is going to join the Marine roster on board the Otago. We're going to be able to deploy him as a Marine. There are 4 different types of colonists that you can rescue. We've already seen Torrance. He's basically... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it saw us, which means that a hunt has been triggered, which means now everybody is suffering from increased stress, and the hive's aggression level is increasing, and that's really bad. I mean, I could just make a stand here. I've got support fire from the ARC, but I don't want to get to the next aggression level, and I don't want my Marines to get the next stress level. So instead, there's another way you can terminate a hunt. I'm going to create a shelter here in the sheriff's office. Ah, shit, I can't. It doesn't have any doors. What about in here in the storeroom? Yes. I'm going to weld those doors shut.
Weld that door.
And
Welding access.
create the shelter. Now that costs me 1 tool per door that I have to weld shut, but it immediately interrupts the hunt and stops the hive's aggression level from escalating.
That weld gonna hold?
And resting allows me to do a whole bunch of things, and you can only rest in a shelter. First, it reduces everybody's stress back to 0. Although since one of my Marines has the conspirator trait, and we'll cover psychological trauma later, it only actually reduces it by 90 in this case, but that's fine. Nobody had 90 stress built up anyway. It also immediately regenerates all of your command points, and if any Marine is suffering from a hemorrhage or a bleed, it heals it. It's basically a reset button. Right, everybody's chilled out, everybody's rested, the hunt's been called off, we're all good.
What are you waiting
Now
for?
remember,
Breakfast in bed?
it only costs you a tool to weld a door shut. It doesn't cost you a tool to break open the weld on a door, so you will never get yourself into the situation where you use your last tool to create a shelter and then you're stuck in there because you've got no tools left to cut your way out. We've still got a bunch of primary objectives to complete. And I'm not entirely sure which one we're going to do. But you know what? We're going to stick a pin in that and come back to that in the next episode. But we've got a whole bunch of other colonists to rescue. And I think, rather than hoofing it on foot, we're going to redeploy the squad in the ARC, and we're going to head up here to find Technician Carmichael. Because there are 3 different types of colonists that you can rescue. Not 4, like I said earlier. That was just me being shit. Torrance, who we've just extracted.
Don't get too comfy, okay?
Not quite yet, but he's safe inside the ARC. He's going to get added to the Marine roster. Then you have engineers like Carmichael, who we're heading off to rescue now. Hopefully he's still alive and we can get him out in one piece. And he will join Chief Corrigan in the workshop on board the ship, generating resources for us every day. And then you've got people with medical skills who are going to get put to work in the med bay. So fingers crossed Carmichael's still alive, because I could really use more engineers. I'm currently only generating 10 resources every day, and more engineers means more resources. And I really need more resources. At the moment, these Marines are deploying with the bare minimum of equipment, and upgrading the equipment takes resources. So, we're off to find Carmichael. I mean, I know he's still alive, or we wouldn't be getting a return on his PDT, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to live.
Don't get too comfortable.
Schrodinger's engineer. Oh, this doesn't look good at all. Is that another access point? It is. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this drop, man. Why would I want to weld myself in there?
Deploying motion tracker.
No.
There's
let's place another field motion detector.
Motion tracker deployed.
To alert us to anything that comes out of that hive entrance. And you know what? I feel like ending this one on a cliffhanger. Oh look, an alien. The door that I just opened has a bunch of eggs in it with facehuggers. I've just triggered a hunt. And there's a hive access point in the room right behind me. How could any of this possibly go wrong? Turn up in the next episode and we're going to find out. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.